Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully this video here is a lot more stable and clear than my previous video, as I've been trying out different cameras that I've received. So you guys let me know in the comments, how's the video look? Is it stable? Is it jittery? All that good stuff. Let me know. Anyway, what we got here, I had a lot of people reach out to me again and ask me to explain this again, so I'm going to try my best to do that. What we got here is the Jetwood JC16W. This truck comes brushed. It has a little small 390 motor in it, and I tested it out. There'll be a video link down in the description of where I tested it, and then when I done the conversion on it. So I did use the conversion parts from the JC14 EP, this right here, the version 1 that I had that was defective. I took all the electronics out of it, put into this, converted it over to brushless, and if I remember correctly, so far with these tires that's on it, it has went 47 miles per hour. Okay, this is the new upgraded version 2 of the Jetwood JC14W. You all seen my other videos, you'll see where I kind of showcase this thing a little bit. I have not run it yet. I mean, as you can tell, look at the tires. It has not been run yet. I was just kind of showcasing the changes that they've done. And let me say this first, that 99% of the changes and upgrades they did was in the electronics. I showcased that in the other video with the new USD and the power button and how you unlock the ESC, you know, with 5 times pushing it to unlock it, etc., etc. Alright, this is the DeeRc 1217. Phenomenal little truck. Absolutely phenomenal. Right out of the box. Fast out of the box. And this is one thing I want to showcase on it. Look at the track width here. Okay? Now this is a 14th scale Jetwood. Kind of Jetwood's version of the Hypergo. Okay? Look at the track width. That's why this thing is so hard to drive. The first recommendation I recommend to anyone who gets the Jetwood version or the HBX, you know, 14210/HB H14BM, whatever it is, or the DeeRc version, the 14210, whatever version you get of the 14th scale Hypergo, the first recommendation I always recommend Hex Extenders, because this thing is just crazy to drive. And yes, I did remove the Hex Extenders off both of these before I made this video to show how much wider the track width is on the DeeRc version. Now, DeeRc's version of the Hypergo 14210, H14BM, etc., etc., it has the same problems as this, track width. That's kind of why they made this 1217. They changed things out a little bit. They widened the track. They did use a little, it's just an economical, updated version of the 14210 from Jetwood. Excuse me, from DeeRc. Now, if you don't think that's a lot, let me just put bumper to bumper even and look at the track width difference. Huge. I mean, it is just crazy, the difference. I mean, look. This DeeRc version, the 1217, doesn't even need hex extenders at all. Right out of the box, it's extremely stable. Okay, in fact, last but not least, this is the long-awaited, year-long build of my Legendary Thunder that everybody's been asking about. So yes, you can see it. Still waiting on copyright issues with YouTube before I drop the videos on it. But this kind of will give everybody an idea of the difference. I wish I had a 12th scale up here, but I don't. So you got a 10th scale, you got a 14th scale with really good, really wide track width, really fast. you've got a 14th scale Jetwood. Really, really fast. Really great potential. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had a phone call and somebody was knocking at the door. So anyway, as I was stating, you got a 10th scale Legendary Thunder. You got a 14th scale DeeRc 1217. You have got the new version 2 Jetwood JC16W EP. And then right here you've got the little Jetwood 16th scale. Okay, 16th scale JC16W that comes with a brushed setup, even though the body clearly says brushless all over it. When you buy this truck, or at least at the time they sent it to me, it comes with a brushed setup in it. It is my understanding that they're going to basically release this version right here that I basically did sometime around the first of the year, 2025. They're going to offer it still in the brushed version, and they're going to offer it with this brushless setup like I did. Of course, now I added the bumper light and all that stuff. That's all me. So a lot of people don't know the difference between a 14th scale and a 16th scale. So let me show you. Bumper to bumper, front tires lined up dead even. You can see clearly the difference in length between a 14th scale and a 16th scale. Hopefully this is zooming in enough and giving you guys a good accurate. Now if you look here at these two 14th scales, I got both wheels lined up. Okay, of course the DeeRc is a little longer because the bumper sticks out in the front. Go to the back, the Jetwood's a little bit longer because of the fin. Wheelbase to wheelbase, they're almost dead nuts identical. And here you got 14th scale versus the 10th scale. So you're going to see the difference. There you go. There is a huge difference, guys. It all really depends on what you like, what your goals are, what you plan on doing. I've had so many people reach out and either by email or leave comments on my videos and say, hey, what's the best RC for this? What's the best RC for me? What do you think of this? The best RC, guys, for you is the RC that puts the biggest smile on your face. Okay? Simple put. Don't let anybody tell you that this thing and this and this and this is better than this, whatever. You know, there's a lot of great channels out there. Brian's RC stuff, Derby City RC, Pristine RC, just to name a few. Trying to remember the other guy's name. DeeRc. There's a lot of them out there that are going to tell you the 100% truth, regardless if they make a sponsor, you see I'm quoting here, or whatever, you know, mad because you tell the truth. They're not going to lie just to get free RCs. Now I will tell you that this one was sent to me by Jetwood. This one was sent to me by Jetwood. This one was sent to me by DeeRc. And I have, if you're familiar with my channel, you know we have several of these Legendary Thunders. And I will tell you now that this chassis here, the only thing basically that is even remotely legendary anymore about this is the body shell and just a few steering components. Pieces, I guess you could say, end links, rod end links, or whatever. There's really no sense in going into this truck on this video to show you guys, because there's really nothing stock about this truck. I've been working on this truck, if you're familiar with my channel, I've been working on this truck for over a year, or right at a year, and I've about got it to where I want it. I've had a lot of people tell me that they like the way it looks, and yes, I had my brother 3D print those graphics for me, so just something kind of custom we come up with. I will tell you guys, these tires that are on here are not the tires that I was able to set my speed records with. These tires here are really good tires. They were sent to me by the company to test them, and I will tell you that you do have to glue them. They do come with extra foam in case you want to add more foam, or if you want to take some foam out and then glue them. It's up to you, which I'm kind of glad they do that. But these tires have held at 78 miles per hour on my mid-level Legendary Thunder. I haven't pushed them any faster than that. So I'm kind of ease around here, kind of give you guys a view from all the way around. That way you can see the differences in size here on all these trucks, and hopefully help you make a decision. This will kind of give you a good idea of a 14th scale and a 16th scale, because the front wheels are dead even on these trucks, and you can see the wheelbase difference. There's not a lot of difference, but when you start talking speeds of 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, that little bit of difference makes a huge difference. And as you can see, there is a huge difference between a 14th scale and a 10th scale, a proper, true 10th scale, which this truck is. I get it. Videos like this may be boring to some of you, and I have actually asked that question, and I've had a lot of you reach out to me, and I appreciate it with very kind words, stating that you appreciate videos like this, because not everybody is wanting to just watch speed runs all the time. They need technical advice and help on how to reach those speeds, and I try to do that. Things on my channel have slowed down here lately, mainly because if you're following my channel, you'll know recently my father passed, and then right now we're dealing with some really crappy weather, excuse me, so just can't really get out and do much in the RC world. I've waited a little bit on doing this video and editing it, just trying to decide whether I wanted to upload it or not. And then I went ahead and thought, you know what, there's somebody out there right now, probably, there's you a good shot, guys, of the size difference. But I was thinking there's probably somebody out there that's curious about this kind of stuff, especially right here at Christmas, trying to decide what to buy, and they may be on a budget. Not everybody can afford to go out and spend $1,200, $1,500 on an RC. And then I had a comment left on one of my videos not long ago, said all I ever test or show is Chinese junk. All right, well, let me go ahead and clear this up for you, and you'll know who you are that said that. Every one of these RCs that you see people out here testing in some form or fashion are from China. You want to get on here and say stuff like that on my videos, let me go ahead and tell you, your beloved Traxxas is a US based company, but guess what? They moved all of their production, R&D, assembly, everything over to China, and cut hundreds of American jobs to have your beloved Traxxas manufactured, assembled in China. So for somebody to say I get on here and just promote Chinese junk, okay, I'm not even gonna be and stoop to your level with that narcissistic BS. I get on here and try to help people. I don't get on here and try to lie to get free RCs, and I will tell you the truth 1000%, whether it makes the company I'm dealing with mad or not. Now, what I will say is this: I will leave a link to every single one of these down in the video description, and I will tell you now that none of these trucks that you're looking at the current time of making this video, exceeds $150. This one here was the most expensive one I seen this morning. As I looked, it was $149.99 with a coupon. That is the Jetwood JC16W EP. It's a little brush truck 16 scale, brushed version, because they haven't released the brushless version yet. I believe it was on sale, if I remember correctly. Don't hold me to this. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. I believe it was $79.99 with a $10 or $20 off coupon. This DeeRc 1217. I can't remember the exact amount. I'm sorry. But I can tell you this. At the time that I received this one, shipped to my door, it would have been 130 bucks. Okay. It's Legendary Thunder. I have seen it as low as $89.99 and as high as $125.99. And that's why I have always promoted this truck and said, bang for your buck, dollar for dollar, You cannot buy a better performing RC for less than $150 than this Legendary Thunder. Even though I'm kind of irritated with Legendary right now, I'm not going to get on here and lie about their product just because we're in a minor disagreement. It is still, for the money, in my opinion, the best bang for the buck. Out of the box, on 3S, quality 3S too. And when I mean that, I say at the time I was running my Z-Pack, and then I ran it on the little CNHL, and then I ran it on a full-size 6600 mile CNHL. Okay, and I'm talking not this truck, identical truck, but I'm talking about our completely bone stock, which is my daughter's completely bone stock Legendary Thunder. Nothing done to it. The best we could get out of it with the big 6600 mile CNHL battery was 49.2 miles per hour. So every one of these that you're looking at in this video right here, okay, we can kind of per se not this one because it doesn't come brushless. Only thing this is the 16th scale version of this. All the electronics out of our defective 14 scale is in here. I've already explained that. So anyway, 47 miles per hour. Not sure on this one yet because you can see the tires haven't even been ran, but go check out Brian's RC stuff. Brian has relentlessly tested this truck, and he's done more tests on this particular truck than anybody I've seen on YouTube. Does a great job. Super great guy. Highly recommend you subscribing to his channel, especially if you want to learn in particular about this specific truck. Not that he only does this specific truck, but I mean that amount of tests he's done with this little truck is outstanding. But he does a lot of great tests on batteries, battery sag, battery spike, all kind of stuff. He goes in a lot of great detail. The guy spends a lot of time on his videos, and it shows. So go give him a subscription. The guy should be 3 or 4 times, 10 times the amount of subscribers he's got right now. So go subscribe to his channel. If you like his channel, then consider subscribing to mine, because we're two guys just trying to help each other out here. And there's a big dog-eat-dog world in YouTube, and I'm proud to say that he or I, neither one, are a part of that. At least I know I'm not, and by what I can tell, 99.99% sure he's not either. So he would rather help somebody than get a free product. So anyway, so let's break it down to these two right here briefly, if we can. The Jetwood JC16W EP or the DeeRc 1217. Both of them are a 14th scale. Okay, which one would I recommend? Which one is the better value? Which one, blah blah blah, all that. I would recommend this one right now, simply based on my running my old version 1 of this. And I can tell you right now, out of the box, anyway, I would recommend it, but just simply because of the track width. Brian will be the first one to tell you, if you look on Brian's RC stuff, this thing is so hard to drive just because the narrow track width. Everything else, once you address that, you can start really making headway with this truck. But out of the box, you don't have to do that with the DeeRc. Look. So if I was to recommend right now, if somebody sent me another message on one of my videos and said, I've got $150 to spend on an RC, what would you recommend? Okay, well, I kind of got to knock this one out because this one technically isn't available. So we'll leave it between the Jetwood, the DeeRc, or the Legendary Thunder. And my answer to that is, how big of an RC do you want, and how fast do you plan on going? Do you enjoy working on them? Is it a hobby? Is it something you're just going to get for your kid? What are you going to do? How old are you? Blah, 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 blah. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been in this hobby well over 40 years, and I can tell you right now that unless you address the issue with Hex Extenders, this thing right here is almost impossible to drive at 50 miles per hour. God knows when you start getting up to 60, 65 like Brian does. Bear with me just one second, guys. Okay, guys, so real quick, I wanted to grab these out. So this is another company that I'm working with, ShareGoo. Okay, these are 12mm hex extenders, as you can see them. Yes, you can get them, you know, wider, bigger, 15mm, 20mm, just depends on how wide you want to go. But I have found for the smaller scale stuff like this, that 12mm is about perfect for me. This is ShareGoo, and there you go, there's the number. Well, here's another company that reached out to me also, HobbyPark. And this is their 12mm, as you can see, hex extenders. Excuse me, they're 12mm, you know, hex for the wheel, but these are 20mm length. I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to do this in a hurry, guys. So what I mean by that is the stock hex in the wheel, this part here, where it goes up against the axle and the pin, is 12mm, and they're 20mm wide. So I did have 15mm on this one at one time. Well, I mean 15mm wide, but I found that these 20mm work a little bit better. But I found that the 15mm on the 16 scale actually seemed like it was a little more stable than with the 20mm. So I'll leave a link for these down in the description also, guys. I know Brian over at Brian's RC Stuff, he's a big fan of the ShareGoo. He uses them. And I reached out to them. They sent me some of theirs. And I reached out to this company and they sent me some of theirs. But I'll go ahead and tell you that needs to be the first thing that you need to do to the Jetwood. Now, back to what I was saying to close out this video. Someone was to message me and say, I got $150 to spend on a RC for my son or my daughter. What should I buy? And I will say this, if you don't mind working on them, there's just a lot of variances that would matter there, guys. Are you going to bash them? Are you going to speed run them? Or is it just going to be something that you run around your backyard with occasionally and do some small jumps or whatever? I will tell you this. Bang for the buck, you will not beat the Legendary Thunder. It is a 10th scale, full-size rig, fast out of the box, but it has weak points. And I went ahead and put my body shell over on, and yes, I do have the same bumper and tape and everything. And I made a mistake. I got my body shell off my SpeedRun truck on my mid-grade chassis. I done that for a reason, so I could show you in this video, and hopefully you can see. The first weak part of the Legendary Thunder is the tiny, ridiculously tiny, especially for a 10th scale, CVDs and dog bones. That is the first thing that's going to break. Second thing is going to break, if your dog bone and CVD survives, are these knuckles. So if you plan on doing any bashing, launching it off a ramp, going to a skate park or whatever, then no. If you want something fast, out of the box, mainly going to be on concrete or paved surfaces, etc., etc. And like I said, you're not going to bash it and beat the snot out of it. I would recommend this one. Now, if you got one you want to get out fast, not have to do a lot of work to, very stable out of the box. You're occasionally going to do some ramp jumping, etc., etc. I don't go to skate parks, so I can't recommend that to you. But if you want one out of the box that is just extremely fast, reliable, that you don't have to do anything to other than maybe upgrading the tires, if you want to do that a little bit, because you get to a point, these tires are going to be your limiting factor. That'll be for another video. But if you want one just out of the box, you don't have to touch, extremely reliable, extremely fast, hands down, it's this one. If you want one that's equally as fast, equally as reliable, but not as stable without some of these, I would recommend either one of these. You can't go wrong with either one of these at all, okay? You can't go wrong with any of these trucks that I've got in this video, but we're concentrating on these two now. So anyway, you can't go wrong, but okay, the $25 difference between this Jetwood and this DeeRc makes a difference. Okay, you got to spend, you know, $8 to $10 to $12 on these, depending on if you got Amazon Prime or not, or wherever you get them from. You know, if you don't get free shipping or whatever you got to consider shipping fees in. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, 10 bucks. You got to spend 10 bucks to get those hex extenders right out of the gate to be as reliable as this. Okay, well now, if you got this one for, you know, $149.99, whatever, let's just say $150, and then you got the $10 off coupon, then you're down to $140. Okay, and then you got to spend $10 on these, so you're back up to $150. This one here, it's $130 last time I checked, shipped to your door, and you don't have to touch it. So there's a lot of different factors trying to help you guys and help people determine what RC is best for them. It all depends on what you want to do with it. But if you want something that's stupid, silly, fast, that you can upgrade, okay, and really make it fast, and you're gonna have to change some tires, and if you don't mind doing some small mechanical stuff, then either one of these guys, either one of them. Just to give you an idea real quick, I just seen this in the light. This is a 14 scale. Look at the size of that CVD. Now look at the size of this little puny CVD in a much heavier, much larger 10 scale. See what I mean? And the Jetwood's the same way. It's got massive CVDs in it. Even their brushed 16th scale has bigger CVDs in it than the Legendary Thunder. So this isn't a video that I'm about to make the Legendary Thunder look bad. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help somebody out there that's trying to decide between now and Christmas which RC to order their kid. Okay, if they're not interested in working on it and they're content with it going whatever speed it goes out of the box, like I said, this one out of the box with the supplied batteries, 46 miles per hour. And I will tell you guys, the one downfall to this truck is the stock tires are horrible. 30-35 miles per hour, and I'd lose traction, spin out every time. So these are the tires, if you notice, that come on the Jetwood version, the DeeRc 14210, not the HBX, golly, I can't even talk today, the MJX HyperGo version, 14210, H14BM. This is those tires, because they are solid, I know, up to 50 miles per hour. Putting these tires on this truck, I was able to get 48 miles per hour. And with our other Jetwood, I haven't run this one yet, like I said, but our other one, we got 47 miles per hour. And all that was on, as you can clearly see, my favorite batteries now. My Shorty Pack 3S or 4S, hands down, CNHL batteries are just awesome. They're phenomenal, fastest Shorty Packs that I own by far. So, stock batteries, this thing went 46 miles per hour, and I'm wrong, guys. I'm looking at my notes here. I went to the CNHL Black Series 3S in this, and it went 49.1 miles per hour. So I gained, you know, about 3 miles per hour, almost 50 miles per hour out of this thing, and all I did was put a good quality battery in it. That's it. So hopefully this video helps, guys. I'm not one to go to skate parks. I'm not one to launch my RCs off a ramp and try to jump my house. I like going fast in a straight line and try to get as much speed out of these things as I can. And as soon as I get this copyright issue straightened out with YouTube, the videos on this monster will be uploading. I was told by a used to be a subscriber of my channel, went by Mr. Magic, I believe was his name, that I would never break 80 miles per hour with a Legendary Thunder, and that I should be ashamed of my videos and my content, and Legendary should be ashamed of the way I make my videos and my content. And I wasn't going to tolerate his language on my channel. He used some pretty foul language that I'm not going to allow on my channel. And I finally just had to get to the point to where I blocked him. But, you know, I will give him a shout out when those videos, actually I did in the videos, and when they drop, he'll be able to watch them, because I unblocked him to where I did break 80 miles per hour. I did break 90 miles per hour. I did break 100 miles per hour. So, anyway, that's another video for another day. So, it all depends on what you want, guys, and what you want to do. But if you want one out of the box that you ain't got to do anything to other than the tires, I'm going to be fair and honest as I can be, other than the tires. And that depends on if you don't really care if you go faster than 35 miles per hour. This thing comes with like these all-terrain tires, and it comes with a set of paddle tires. Okay, and I just couldn't stand going that slow, so you need some better tires. But if you're content on 35 miles per hour or less, then by all means you can buy this thing, put a good quality battery in it, and you don't even have to put a good quality battery in. It's not going to do you any good because the stock tires aren't going to let you get all the power. This thing is fast, guys, out of the box. It's just stupid fast. All of these trucks you see on here have been, well, I can't say that for this one, version 1, have all been over 47 miles per hour. This one's been, well, this body shell on the other chassis has been over 100 miles per hour, but anyway, that's another video. So I know I've rambled on, probably repeated myself 2 or 3 times, but I'm trying to be helpful for all of you that don't know what you need to get for your kid or for yourself or whatever at Christmas time. If you want something that's simple, that you ain't got to do nothing to, that's fast, put a set of tires on it, DeeRc 1217. All of these vehicles will be linked down in the description where you can buy them, and let them know I sent you. So hopefully that helps, guys. Hopefully that gives you a breakdown and a little bit better view of size difference. I have kind of already done one of these videos already, but I've had other people reach out and say, can you be a little more in depth and let us know and show us? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not on here just trying to show speed runs all the time. I try to be a technical, mechanical / helpful channel if I can. So that's what my goal here is. So hopefully this video helped some of you out and made you a little bit easier to decide exactly which one of these or which other RC brand that you might want to look into, but depending on your budget. Now, I've stated $150 budget, so any of these can be had for under $150, and any of these with a minor tweak can go over 50 miles per hour. Hopefully that helped, guys. I really appreciate all the kind words, compliments, all the new subscribers I see. Thank you very much. All my loyal subscribers that's been here, thank you very much. And I will leave a link to the other channels that I mentioned, Brian RC stuff, Derby City RC. I'll leave a link to all of them in the description. Go check them out. I appreciate you watching. Till the next one, God bless. Take care. Peace out.